They kind of up their whole thing, went way too hard on we're victims, and they assessed the mood of their generation and America correctly in that we are lovers of victimhood. Yeah. But America did finally find a way to say, you know what, we love victims, but you two, we've just had a little too much of it.
You can't trust Meghan and Harry. That's the point. Even if you think you've got a deal, and that I don't believe that is possible, but if you think you have, the palace will be shocked that they will renege immediately because they have no advantage of reconciliation. They've got no advantage of ending their vendetta.
I just think she's crying for sympathy, playing the victim when there's nothing to be a victim about, and there's also no sympathy to be granted for this lifestyle that she's chosen to live.
You write in the book, Harry must be nuts. This is one of the text messages his friends were sending around to each other after Meghan's first introduction to Harry's friends in 2017 during a shooting weekend at Sandringham.
Professionally, they've gone down dramatically. And I predicted it in the book, but even I would not have thought it'd be that accelerated.
Tom Bower just made a bold announcement that has people saying Meghan Markle is seriously stressed right now. The investigative journalist who released the explosive 2022 bestseller Revenge is stepping back into the spotlight with a brand new sequel, and he claims this upcoming book contains details that simply cannot be brushed aside or ignored.
And that's the thing about Meghan. She's a very, very deceitful person.
The timing feels wild right now. Just after South Park took sharp shots at the whole fake pregnancy video moment and turned it into a loud public joke, the spotlight suddenly got even brighter.
South Park, it's come to life. That's what we're witnessing in this hospital room.
Then came the chatter about the reported $23 million in unsold jam, and that rumor alone had people online raising eyebrows and talking non-stop. Suddenly, the conversation got even louder.
And that she's sitting on $21.8 million worth of product.
And then the questions about her charity started getting louder, eventually turning into talk of a tax review. That shift alone had people watching closely and wondering what might come next.
And let's talk a little Harry and Meghan. Their Archewell Foundation has been declared delinquent by the state of California, meaning it is not in good standing as a charity and not permitted to engage in activities like raising and spending money, pretty much all you would expect a charitable fund to do.
Tom Bower is stepping right back into the spotlight, and people are already talking. Sources claim the rollout for this new book is planned for early 2026, and the buzz around it is already getting loud across the media. The big claim is that the book digs deep into untold stories and behind-the-scenes drama that many people never heard before. Some reports say Meghan would have preferred certain things stay quiet, but Tom Bower looks ready to put everything on the table and let the public see it.
This woman looks to me like a malignant narcissist. This woman has zero self-awareness.
This whole situation really kicked off back in September 2025 when Tom Bower confirmed he was working on a second book focused on Meghan and Harry. The news alone got people talking fast because his last book already caused a huge wave of headlines and debates. Before we get deeper into this story, hit like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. Stay tuned because the details ahead are seriously eye-opening and people are already reacting. In recent interviews, Tom Bower revealed that he has built up a massive stack of new material. According to him, sources and insiders have been sharing fresh information, and he says the public is still hungry for new insight about the couple. The curiosity around Meghan and Harry hasn't slowed down at all. And Bower is making it clear that in his view, this story is far from finished and there is still a lot more to uncover.
Just ludicrous. It's all about her. And there's an extraordinary interview with Serena Williams where the first 11 minutes is all about her and not about this phenomenal tennis
Serena
champion.
Williams.
I mean, so that's why it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And who'd want to put herself or himself, as always, women. I mean, she does have this strange distrust, I think, of men.
If you are not familiar with Tom Bower, listen closely because his name carries serious weight in the world of investigative biographies. Over the years, he has built a fierce reputation for digging deep and examining every small detail of the stories he covers. Some critics even gave him the nickname the Witchfinder General of biographers because of how aggressively he investigates claims and tracks down information. His first book, Revenge, exploded onto the scene and quickly became an international #1 bestseller. The book was reportedly built using around 80 named sources who went on record, even while strong legal pressure surrounded the subject. And despite all the controversy around it, Tom Bower was never successfully taken to court over the book.
I think there were various things about her sexual life, which I dropped out on the grounds of privacy laws in Britain.
The reason many people point to is pretty simple. Tom Bower has a reputation for carefully checking facts and backing up every claim with detailed research before anything goes public. That careful approach is one reason his books create so much attention when they drop. But what makes this upcoming book feel even more intense is the timing of it all. When Revenge first came out in 2022, Meghan and Harry still had major streaming deals and strong support across Hollywood circles. Now the situation looks very different. After Spotify ended its deal with them, and after the latest Netflix holiday project reportedly struggled to pull in big viewer numbers, the public conversation around the couple has clearly started to shift in a new direction.
Meghan's podcast has fallen off the charts. She's been criticized for the content. There are rumors that her As Ever launch wasn't as successful as she considered it. Critically, With Love Meghan was not a success.
Tom Bower's upcoming book is not expected to simply recycle old headlines. Many observers believe it will dig into what was really happening behind the scenes as several situations around Meghan and Harry started to unravel. The focus, according to The Buzz, is on moments that sparked major public reactions and changed the tone of the conversation around them. One moment that often gets mentioned happened in February 2023, when South Park released the Worldwide Privacy Tour episode and triggered huge online reactions almost overnight. The episode pulled inspiration from a video Meghan once shared online, and that clip quickly became a talking point across social media. In the original video, Meghan appeared heavily pregnant and was standing in what looked like a hospital room, while Harry stood behind her looking a bit stiff and unsure. The moment was presented as strong and empowering, meant to show confidence and resilience during pregnancy. But South Park flipped that moment into sharp satire. In the animated version, a cartoon version of Meghan starts dancing in a hospital delivery room. And suddenly the baby bump drops to the floor, revealing what looks like a pillow underneath. That scene shocked a lot of viewers and instantly set social media on fire with reactions. The show was clearly poking fun at rumors and speculation that had already been floating around online for a long time about some of her pregnancy photos.
Why are we so mad today? Because we want our privacy!
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
Yes, they're being super loud and I'm trying to work on my brand.
South Park took those quiet whispers and turned them into full-blown satire, and the internet could not stop talking about it. The episode spread across social media fast, with clips and reactions popping up everywhere as people debated the jokes and the message behind them. Tom Bower is widely expected to explore how that moment may have shifted the public conversation in a noticeable way. One scene in particular shows a computer database displaying Meghan's profile with labels like sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim. Those four words quickly sparked endless debate online and struck right at the center of how many people view her public image. There were also reports claiming Meghan's team tried to stop the episode from airing, but the show moved forward anyway. And while all of this was unfolding on screens around the world, Tom Bower was reportedly watching the cultural reaction play out in real time.
That Meghan was warmly welcomed in Britain, that everyone in the royal family tried their very, very hardest to make her feel at home and accommodate her, but that unfortunately Meghan only wanted to be the star and made it impossible for her and the royal family to collaborate.
TikTok exploded almost instantly with reenactments and parodies. What was originally presented as a serious and respectful pregnancy moment suddenly turned into a viral meme spreading across the internet. Clips, skits, reaction videos, and comedy takes flooded timelines everywhere, and the conversation just kept getting louder and louder. Even people inside Hollywood reportedly started paying close attention to the reaction. One studio executive even told Variety, "No one wants that kind of circus." That comment alone showed how the moment had grown far beyond a simple joke and turned into a bigger pop culture talking point. According to several reports, Tom Bower plans to document how that South Park moment may have pushed Meghan and Harry further into the world of late-night jokes, viral memes, and non-stop internet punchlines.
Okay, then you must be in the national system. Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim. Yeah, that's totally me!
I feel like the focus is starting to shift off of me. Maybe in editing you'll fix it.
But the book is also expected to look at another situation that created major headlines and sparked a lot of public discussion. This time, the focus shifts toward her business venture and the big rollout around it. In April 2024, Meghan introduced her lifestyle brand called American Riviera Orchard, and the announcement immediately grabbed attention across social media and entertainment news.
I mean, the jam was meant to be made by her at home, and we know it was made in Illinois by a jam factory.
Early reports suggested the products were flying off the shelves, with Harper's Bazaar running headlines that made it sound like the jam sold out almost instantly. The story spread quickly and gave the impression that the launch was a massive success right out of the gate. But then online investigators started digging deeper and looking a lot closer at what was really happening. One Reddit user claimed they found a strange website glitch that allowed shoppers to see product inventory by adding extremely large quantities of items into the online cart. Suddenly, the internet started buzzing with questions.
Guys, an internet glitch on Meghan Markle's website has revealed more than she probably ever wanted people to know about how poorly her business is performing. Yes, oh yes, she tried to really promote last year that As Ever was this massive success. It was selling out left, right, and center. But just, what is it, about 8, 9, 10 months in, we see a very different picture.
Screenshots from that discovery started spreading fast across forums and social media, and people online immediately began debating what the numbers might mean. The images moved quickly through Reddit threads, comment sections, and discussion pages as curiosity kept building. Some posts claimed that millions of dollars worth of products appeared to still be sitting in inventory, including large quantities of fruit spreads. Those claims shocked a lot of online observers and triggered heated discussions about the brand's early launch. Critics argued that if sales moved slowly, clearing that much stock could take a long time, especially for food products that come with limited shelf life. Reports also suggest that Tom Bower plans to take a closer look at the headlines and media coverage surrounding Harper's Bazaar and how the story was presented.
You might be looking at Meghan Markle saying, well, she's in Harper's Bazaar, she's in a big magazine. Sweetie, this is a major downgrade from being British royalty.
Early reports claimed Meghan's product launch sold out almost instantly, creating the powerful image of overwhelming demand right from the start. Headlines spread quickly and made it seem like customers rushed in so fast that everything disappeared within moments. But some critics later argued that only a limited number of items may have actually been available during the first release. When that happens, a small launch can sometimes create the appearance of a rapid sellout, even if the starting stock was very controlled. According to discussions online, that early buzz helped spark massive press attention and excitement around the brand. Once those headlines spread everywhere, the company reportedly began moving forward with plans for much larger production. Tom Bower's investigation is expected to explore how that wave of media coverage may have shaped both the business strategy and the public narrative surrounding the launch.
That I always thought that when William became king, he just banished Harry, but I think he'll banish them both and take their titles away. And now Harry might even wonder, will he take the prince title away, just to make absolutely sure there's no connection.
He is also said to be examining the connection between Meghan's brand and the Netflix projects tied to it. The idea, according to reports, was that her content could help promote the lifestyle brand and bring a wave of new audiences toward the products. It looked like a strategy that blended entertainment with business in a big way. But when a recent holiday special reportedly struggled to attract strong viewership numbers, critics began asking tougher questions. Some commentators started wondering whether linking the brand so closely with entertainment projects was really the best move for long-term success. Now, there is also talk about a possible cookbook project inspired by lifestyle recipes and home-style ideas. If that plan moves forward, media watchers believe Tom Bower will be tracking the story closely as comparisons to other famous chefs and best-selling cookbooks begin circulating online. But the area where Tom Bower is reportedly focusing the most attention right now is the Archewell Foundation, which has also generated headlines and growing curiosity.
Last year, she was about to promote her Netflix series and didn't want to firstly be seen with Harry, and secondly didn't want to go somewhere where she'd appear cheap and give it gratis. And this year, she is desperate to be seen.
And this is exactly where Tom Bower's deep investigative style could play a major role. When he focuses on a story, he is known for digging through documents, timelines, and records to understand what is really happening behind the scenes. Reports say Bower has been reviewing the organization's 2024 financial filings, and analysts online have also been studying those numbers very closely. According to discussions around the documents, the filings show roughly $5.1 million in expenses, while donations were listed at about $2.1 million. That noticeable gap quickly sparked debate among critics who began questioning how the foundation's operations were structured. Another detail getting attention is the reported drop in donations compared to the previous year. Some observers estimated the decline could be close to 60%, which instantly raised even more curiosity about how the organization plans to maintain its programs moving forward. The filings also list salary payments to staff members, and those figures have been carefully analyzed by commentators across social media and news forums. Many people online have been going through the details line by line, trying to understand what the numbers might reveal about how the foundation is running.
Really Sage pointing out that she pillaged Pinterest, Joanna Gaines, Martha Stewart for her show. Can't wait for the lawsuits after the news that Meghan Markle will release her first cookbook this year, featuring recipes from her Netflix series as Duchess plots expansion of her As Ever brand. I mean, the delusion. Brittany, the absolute delusion. Because, of course, we know Martha Stewart is very angry about the one pot pasta. So if Meghan dares goes and puts that recipe in the book, she could be facing a lawsuit.
Reports suggest that the salaries for 2 senior staff roles together totaled over $900,000, while several $1 million more were listed under broader operating expenses. Those figures quickly caught attention among people reviewing the financial documents and discussing them online. Observers have been debating what exactly falls into those expense categories. Some speculation points toward typical administrative costs, while others believe expenses like travel, security, and logistics connected to high-profile public figures may also be included. The details have sparked ongoing discussions across media forums and analyst threads. At the same time, reports indicate that a portion of the foundation's funds did go toward charitable grants supporting different initiatives and programs. Supporters of the organization often highlight those grants when discussing the foundation's overall mission and work. Tom Bower is also said to be tracking changes within the team itself. Over time, several staff members have reportedly moved on, leaving a much smaller group managing the foundation's day-to-day operations. Because of his investigative approach, many people expect Bower will attempt to speak with former staff members and insiders as he continues gathering information for the upcoming book. When Tom Bower spoke with sources during the writing of his first book, he once said the victims are keen to talk. That quote has resurfaced again as interest grows around what he might uncover next.
South Park cartoon, you know, when they on their worldwide privacy tour, and you see this shot where they slice off the head of Meghan's head and look inside and it's empty. Hollow. And that is exactly the issue.
Now, according to recent interviews, Tom Bower believes even more people may be ready to share what they know. As public interest around the story continues growing, he says additional voices have started coming forward with their own experiences and information. That growing list of sources is reportedly becoming a major part of his latest research. During this process, Bower has also been reviewing the organization's filings and structural changes from the past few years. Analysts and media watchers have been studying those records as well, trying to understand how the foundation evolved over time as public attention increased. Some critics online claim the foundation adjusted parts of how it operates and introduced new organizational labels during periods when media focus was rising. Those reported changes have sparked debate among commentators who are closely examining the timing and structure behind them. Another topic Bower is said to be examining involves funding connected to large grants that appeared in earlier reports. Discussions across several media forums have raised questions about where certain funds originated and how they were later distributed to programs or partner organizations. When funding streams appeared to shift in later years, observers also noticed that overall donation levels reportedly dropped. That change fueled even more discussion among critics who are watching the financial patterns carefully and trying to piece together the bigger picture behind the numbers.
She sells 0.03 of her overall stock every day. Now, for a big company, I can maybe somewhat understand that because they're so big, they have so much, like, it's sort of understandable, but I really feel like that is way too much for a small, struggling business.
Tom Bower is widely known for building his investigations around hard evidence like documents, records, and direct interviews. His method usually focuses on collecting paperwork, building detailed timelines, and speaking with people who were involved behind the scenes during key moments. That careful approach is one reason his books often spark so much discussion when they are released. But this upcoming research is not expected to focus only on recent events. Reports suggest Bower has also been looking back at Meghan's earlier connections and the social circles she moved in long before she ever met Prince Harry. That part of the story is now drawing a lot of curiosity from media watchers. One place he has reportedly examined is the well-known private members club Soho House. The exclusive club has long been famous for attracting celebrities, executives, media figures, and powerful insiders from across different industries. Because membership is highly selective, access to the club has always been a topic that sparks curiosity in media discussions. In Prince Harry's memoir Spare, the club was even described as a kind of headquarters for Meghan during certain periods. That detail immediately caught attention and led to more questions from commentators trying to understand how important that location may have been in her social world at the time. As he continues piecing together the bigger picture, Tom Bower is reportedly examining how Meghan became such a regular presence in those circles and how those connections may have shaped parts of her early public story.
It is uncomfortable, but I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
And sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a metre out there. I mean, it looks the wrong shape.
Where's she going to give birth there? Through her knees or something? I mean, that is too...
One person who is frequently mentioned in connection with Soho House is Marcus Anderson, a senior figure linked to the club's global membership network. Over the years, his name has appeared in many conversations about the social circles surrounding the exclusive club. Observers have pointed out that Anderson showed up in several of the same cities where Meghan spent time throughout different stages of her life, including Los Angeles, New York, Toronto, London, and later California. Because of that overlap, commentators have often discussed how those social environments may have connected different people within the same networks. Marcus Anderson was also present as a guest at Meghan and Harry's wedding, something Tom Bower reportedly noted while mapping out the social connections surrounding that period. For analysts who study celebrity networks, that detail added another layer of curiosity to the timeline. Media conversations have also referenced various rumors and older photos that circulated online over the years, although some of those images were later questioned or clarified. At one point, television host Piers Morgan even discussed photos he claimed showed Meghan attending exclusive Soho House gatherings before she met Harry. Commentators noticed that those claims quickly sparked a wave of speculation across social media and online forums. According to reports, Meghan's team chose not to respond publicly to those particular discussions, which kept the conversation moving across media platforms. Tom Bower has also pointed out that Meghan previously took legal action in a separate case involving a private letter sent to her father, a situation that gained major attention at the time.
By the magazine editor that wanted to turn you into a star, that in their cover feature, they actually screw you over in such dramatic fashion that you may end up being stripped of your royal title. That is just what's happened overnight with this extraordinary cover feature on Harper's Bazaar with Meghan Markle as they claim that she's meeting her moment.
Meghan has also spoken publicly in the past about criticism coming from certain media figures, especially after the well-known Oprah interview. During that period, strong responses and statements appeared quickly as the couple addressed how they felt about the coverage surrounding them. But when other claims and older photos later started circulating in public conversations, some commentators noticed a very different reaction. According to observers who followed the story closely, there were moments when Meghan's team chose not to respond publicly at all. That silence became another talking point across media discussions and online platforms. For Tom Bower, moments like that can become an important part of the investigation. His research style often focuses not only on official statements, but also on the gaps where no response appears. Those quiet spaces sometimes raise new questions that investigators and commentators begin exploring. One of the topics Bower is reportedly examining involves the lifestyle connected to high-profile travel, luxury fashion, and major public events during certain stages of Meghan's career. Online commentators have debated how expensive trips, private flights, and designer wardrobes may have been managed during her years working as an actress. Bower has suggested in past interviews that timelines and personal accounts can sometimes appear to shift as stories are retold over time. Because of that, his upcoming research is expected to compare interviews, records, and public statements side by side to see where details line up and where they may differ. The new book is rumored to connect several different chapters of the public story together in one larger narrative. Those discussions include the cultural reactions sparked by South Park, the challenges surrounding business ventures, questions about charity finances, and parts of Meghan's earlier social circles. Over the years, public opinion has shifted many times as new headlines appeared, and many observers believe Bower's book could bring several of those debates back into the spotlight once again.
Tom, do you think Harry and Meghan are fast learning what they signed away when they took this Netflix big moolah? And I would say they signed away their credibility and their dignity.
Well, that's our view, but it's not theirs. They need the money, and they need it now more than ever because they've got no other source of income. So I think they're just stuck with the devil now. They're tied to Netflix, they're tied to their book, and all the criticism they're going to take means nothing because that's the only way they can earn their money.
Can't sue a cartoon. It's satire. It is what it is. South Park has done episodes on the royal family, on the royal wedding of Kate and William, for instance. So it's not something that they would be able to sue about. And I genuinely just don't believe it.
Some polls in the UK have shown a noticeable drop in favorability compared to the early days following the royal wedding. Back then, public excitement was extremely high, but over time, the numbers in several surveys have reportedly shifted in a different direction. Those changing ratings have become a frequent topic in media discussions about the couple. Critics in entertainment circles have also shared strong opinions about Meghan's leadership style behind the scenes. Various commentators and industry voices have spoken about their own perspectives, adding even more debate to the wider conversation surrounding her public projects. Tom Bower's previous book created a huge wave of attention when it was released. At the time, several of the developments and claims he discussed later turned into major headlines across international media. Because of that track record, many readers are now watching closely to see what he might reveal in his next investigation. Reports suggest Bower is currently gathering a massive collection of documents, records, and research for the upcoming book. According to those reports, he has been reviewing website data, financial filings, and public records connected to several headlines surrounding Meghan and Harry. Among the details being discussed online are claims related to product inventory numbers tied to the lifestyle brand launch. Internet investigators previously shared screenshots suggesting that large quantities of items appeared inside the system, and Bower is reportedly examining those figures as part of the timeline. As part of his broader research, he is also reviewing nonprofit tax filings known as 990 forms, which charitable organizations use to report financial activity and operational details. Those documents often provide a deeper look at how foundations manage donations, grants, and expenses.
Everything Harry and Meghan do is topspin, trying to convince the world, and very often the mainstream media are sucked in, that everything's okay, but it's really not. And the first revelation in regards to Archewell is that the charity is down to just 2 staffers.
And that's her great problem. I mean, she's not invited to the great A-list parties, let alone the B-list parties.
Yeah.
I mean, who is she anymore?
Commentators have been debating those financial numbers intensely, and Tom Bower is expected to study the records closely and explain what they may reveal about how the foundation has been operating. Financial documents like those often become key pieces of evidence when investigators begin mapping out the bigger picture. At the same time, media watchers say Bower has also been gathering stories and opinions from people inside Hollywood circles. Reports suggest he has been speaking with individuals who worked around certain projects, along with former staff members who were involved behind the scenes during different periods. As time passes, some past employees may feel more comfortable sharing their experiences publicly. Bower has mentioned before that when he was writing Revenge, many sources were already eager to talk and provide information about what they had seen firsthand. Now he claims that even more people may be willing to come forward as new developments continue to unfold. According to interviews, that growing pool of voices could play an important role in shaping the direction of the new book. Bower's investigative style often focuses on identifying patterns over time. He looks closely at relationships that changed, business opportunities that struggled, and partnerships that eventually came to an end. By lining up interviews, documents, and detailed timelines, he attempts to build a clear picture of how events unfolded behind the public headlines.
Because right now it looks like a good chunk of your spread is probably going to expire before you ever sell it, and probably going to end up in a landfill.
The new book is expected to arrive in early 2026, picking up right where Tom Bower's previous investigation left off. Readers who followed his earlier work believe this next release could dive deeper into lingering questions about business ventures, social connections, and the behind-the-scenes stories that have kept public conversations going for years. For a long time, Meghan carefully shaped the way her story was presented to the public through interviews, media appearances, and official projects. But Tom Bower approaches the situation from a very different angle when he investigates a subject. His style is built around documents, interviews, and recorded sources that he pieces together step by step. Instead of focusing only on headlines, he tends to examine records, timelines, and testimony from people connected to the events. Bower's reputation in the biography world largely comes from investigations that rely heavily on paperwork, detailed timelines, and witness accounts. Supporters of his work often point out that his books are known for extensive sourcing and deep research that attempts to reconstruct how complicated stories unfolded behind the scenes.
No, I choose people who don't want to be written about on the whole, whose lives are shrouded in mystery, and they want to hide their secrets, and I just love digging away to find out what they don't want us to know.
Now the clock is ticking once again. Tom Bower is writing, investigating, and gathering even more information as he prepares for what could be his next major release. Behind the scenes, reports suggest he is continuing to collect interviews, documents, and records while building the full picture for the upcoming book. According to several reports, the new book could arrive very soon and is expected to continue examining the many controversies and headlines that have surrounded Meghan and Harry in recent years. From cultural moments that sparked huge online debates, to business ventures that faced criticism, to ongoing questions connected to their charitable organization, the story has continued to evolve in the public eye. The upcoming book is expected to explore each chapter of that story in greater detail, and if Bauer's previous book created waves across the media world, many readers believe this next one could spark an even bigger reaction once it finally lands. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others so more people can join the conversation. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments below because the discussion around this story is far from over. What do you think Tom Bauer might reveal next? Kolbe, ik het nafwan doik foing Tom Peller.